Page 4, relay race. 6/8 time, so an eighth note gets a count, and there's the same as 6 of them in every measure. One flat, this is in the key of F major. Probably should be doing your scales by now. If you haven't been, do the F major scale. I got a video on the F major scale. Just do what I say in the beginner part. Just one octave up and down. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take this one hand at a time. In the right hand, when it comes in the second measure, your thumb is here. Remember, there's a B flat in the key signature, so it's the first note in the measure is in the bottom staff. See, the measure is incomplete. I wish they wouldn't do it, but they do it this way sometimes, and you have to watch out. There should probably be an eighth rest in the upper staff because you're not playing on beat 1 in the right hand, you're playing on beat 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 6, not too bad, I hope. Second line is almost the same. Third line, you're finishing the second line here, and they want you to come up here. That's a stretch. However, if you can play the last note in the second line with a thumb, now you can reach up and get it with the thumb, with fourth finger. So I'm recommending the last 2 measures of the second line. You're here. Just thumb on the last note here instead of 2. This way you're ready for the measure 9 up here. And then I'll measure 9. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you get 6 beats of rest and measure 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, the last beat of that measure is in the bottom staff. I think you put in an eighth rest there if you want to, but no. Then as you come down during the rest, actually, down here. Measure 13, 1, 2, let's do that again. The last 3 counts on measure 12, you're here. And a 1, 2, 3, and the left hand gets some stuff, and then you come up 1 for the finish, your thumb's on D. And again, if you look at that measure, you'll see there's only 5 counts in it for the upper staff. Because the dotted quarter rest is the same as a 3/8 rest. Remember, a dotted quarter note is the same as 3/8 notes. You just memorize it. It doesn't matter what the time signature, it's always that. Well, the rests work the same way. So a dotted quarter rest is the same as 3/8 rests, but that's only 3 counts. And then you have 2/8 notes, we're missing a count. Well, it's in the bottom staff. I think you could take a pencil and write in an eighth rest there above that middle C, and you'd be fine. But they didn't put in all the rests and the counts for the bottom staff either. So that's just the way they published the music. As long as you understand, you're coming in on beat 5 in that measure. In the right hand, 5, 6. Left hand. The left hand's here to start. Remember the B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And again, there's 1 beat missing out of that. Because you got 1/8 note and then a dotted quarter rest. That's 4. So there's actually 2 beats, well, they're in the upper staff. Whatever. Just as long as you understand the counting, we're okay. And then going on, now we have 2 voices going here. You see the stems? You got stems on the dotted quarter notes going up. That's 1 voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. The dotted half note stems are going down. That's the other voice. And that's tied. Just hold it down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So about like so. Let's go down to the third line. Third line, you're up here. Did I mention that both stabs are in treble clef? I forgot to mention that. Shame on me. Both stabs are in treble clef, so you're up here. On B flat. This is measure 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in the last line, you get bass clef. They give you a bass clef, that nice of them. Now you're down here. 1, 2, 3. Let's put the hands together. What could possibly go wrong here? So your right hand's here, left hand's here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is the tricky part. You're holding the C down and you're going here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. And you're doing that some more. Measure 9. You're up here. Now, while you're playing measure 9, you got to get your left hand up where it goes. You do it during the rest. Anytime during the rest, doesn't matter. Just get it there before you need it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then cross over and to here. Because if you see the notes are, so they don't tell you to cross over, and they don't have to. You figure it out. The point is, you're up here, and in order to play that E on measure 12, you got to be here. So as the left hand's playing, you're just going to come across, because it's got to be a steady beat. And you can get the left hand where it goes for measure 14. Then you got to go back to the top. Well, that means your left hand's got to come back up here. So get it up here ready to go. Get the right hand out of the way, and that way the beat is a steady beat. So starting with the last measure at the bottom, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you can get your right hand where it goes while you're playing the left hand. So forth. Those are the notes and the rhythms, sorta. Once you can do that, then go back through and get rid of the hesitations. No hesitations allowed. Then we can think about the articulation. And the articulation is for the slurring and the accents and stuff. So at the beginning, you get accents on the first beat and the fourth beat. And that's typical in 6/8 time, because a lot of times you'll feel it in 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So that's it. Give a little extra. There's no accents here, just connect them. Then lift up both hands, so there's a little silence before you go on. Accent, accent, accent. Then lift up both hands again, a little silence before we go on, and now we get a staccato. No accent, just a staccato. And I suggest you connect this. Connect the first measure to the next note. Right there. And see there at measure 12, they tell you to connect it to the next note. Well, I told you on going from measure 9 to 10, connect it, same thing. Connect it to the next note. Measure 13. I suggest you connect all this together. Don't lift up here. You don't need to. Just lift it up. Connect it. But before you go on, back up to the top, then we want a little silence, so just lift up. So here, we want a little silence there. The first note at the top. All right. Then we think about the dynamics. You're starting out loud, whatever you think loud is, because it's not a set. It's loud, not super loud, just loud. That makes the accent in those very loud. That's unfortunate, but that's what it says. So, and you're staying loud pretty much through the whole piece. Well, yuck. I suggest you get into the music and learn it well enough that you're not thinking about notes and rhythms and junk, and you're listening to the music. And if you feel like getting a little louder and softer in places, go for it. Yeah. I would not play it all at exactly the same level. It's just, ugh. Then, of course, the speed. Well, they give you metronome markings. You want to feel it in 2. always say poco rit at the bottom. Poco means a little, and rit is retardando, means slow down. Slow down a little bit. And then when you go back to the top, you're going again at your regular tempo. I'd like to play this with you very slowly. Just double check all the notes and rhythms. You should be playing the same note I'm playing at the same time I'm playing it. I'm going to give it 6 counts because it's at 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 6, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2. 2, 2. To the top. Six, 2, 5, 6. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, off.